Hello! Today we're going to make a cupcake stand with cupcakes. First off, we're going to start with the cake stand. Cut out 3 different sized thin pieces of clay, round ones. These are going to be the 3 plates. You are going to stack them up and then drill a hole in the middle of them, like this. And then remove them and put them back on the tile. So nothing too fancy so far. And then you are going to bake this. To make the center spine, you are going to use some wire. Just cut a piece out and make a loop at one end, like shown in the video. Like this. And then you are going to take some white clay and put it around it, just squishing the wire in the clay and then rolling it out. So you have something that is regular. It's easier if you make it at the end, at the edge of a tile, so it's nice. And then you bake it. Once baked, just cut at the desired size. Now take your plates and start to sand them. I used some simple sandpaper. And just be sure to sand them nicely so the edges are rounded and flat. And take your centerpiece and with a cutter or some knife, X-Acto knife for instance, remove the excess clay so it can fit in the holes of each plate. For the holes, you can also cut out some excess clay with a knife or cutter. And then you just stack the plates on the centerpiece. Now we are going to fix the 3 plates on the centerpiece. We are going to use some liquid clay and some white clay. First put on some liquid clay on the baked cured clay and then add the soft uncured clay and just smooth it out with a shaper or toothpick. Start to do so at the bottom of the cake stand. Fix the second plate from beneath, using the same technique as before. Take your time. Repeat the process with the third plate. You really want to take your time to make the cupcake stand, because the more patient you are, the better the result will be. Now we're making the cupcake base. Take a piece of clay, remove clay to form a cone, then take a piece of paper, fold it in 2, remove all around some clay to shape the cupcake liner, like shown in the video. Take your time. Then take a needle tool and smooth out the edges. Then flatten the top or the bottom, so to speak, and bake. After making a mold for the cupcake base, use some colored clay to make the cupcake liner. Cut out the excess of clay. Be careful with the blade, no blood please. Then add some light colored clay for the dough on top of it and start texturing the light colored clay with sandpaper and a needle pin until you are happy with what you are seeing. Take your time. Add more details. And then check if you're happy. And bake. As you can see, I made a lot of different cupcakes and I baked them all. And after baking, I'm just coloring them with some brown and ochre acrylic paint. On the plain cupcakes, I'm adding some white paint on the edges of the cupcake liner to give more realism. For the whipped cream, I'm using a real piping bag and a piping nozzle and air dry clay. First I put on some glue and then I pipe a tiny bit of cream. And then I just decorated them a bit with micro beads. That's optional, of course. You could also add some paint if you wish. For more sturdiness, after baking the cupcake stand, I added some extra clay on top of each plate with the same technique as before, so adding first liquid clay and then the regular soft uncured clay and smoothing the clay out, always taking my time to make it look as smooth as possible. Then I added the cupcakes on the cupcake stand. I put some liquid clay beneath each cupcake and placed it as wished on the cupcake stand. And then just fill the whole cupcake stand, and then you will bake it and varnish it and you are done. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.